Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Friday Night Lookback, week 7?
Seven.
7.
Pretty sure it's 7.
Yeah, okay, cool. Once it gets past a certain number, I'm not very good at math. It's not what I went to college for. It just confuses me. Another thing that confused me tonight, good segue, is some of these results that I'm looking at. We had another just memorable, incredible night of high school football, and I've just first off, where'd y'all go, and then we'll kind of decide which ones we want to talk about first.
Went to good old Salt Lake and went to the homecoming game where HJ prevailed 35-28 and almost blew a 35-14 lead with 5:38 to go. Orangeville didn't give up and saw two of the best high school onside kicks I've seen in my life. The Texans need to sign up that kicker from Orangeville. He's got it down.
Truckville. All right, that's an actual prop placement. David?
I was also at a homecoming. I was down in Port Arthur. Port Arthur Memorial. They came through. Got their first win since week 2.
First win against a 6A team.
Yeah, first win against a 6A team this season. They beat previously undefeated Baytown Sterling 28-24. Last minute heroics, and I'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, I was. I'll go ahead and start kind of the rundown with my game because no offense, guys, I think it's going to beat y'all's. It beats any high school football game I've been to, and honestly, I've been to last-second three-pointers. I've been to walk-off home runs, and this is like right up there. Like even though it's not the professional or college ranks, sports is sports. Is sport. You can't draw this stuff up. I'll try to be concise and not take up too much time, kind of explain what happened. But it was sort of a tale of two halves, if you want to avoid the obvious storyline here, and that's that Central scored 36 points on this first half, 22 in the second quarter, and that was it. Nederland didn't allow another point that game, and it allowed their offense to do its thing. Sage Say had a bum ankle, so did Marcus Barton, and they were limited. They were, even though Say played both sides of the ball, obviously took all the snaps at quarterback. He didn't seem as involved in the offense as he usually is, in the sense of getting a lot of carries. Who was really involved in the offense was Austin Krauts, and he pretty much carried the load for them. I've got him at 27 carries for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then receiving 3 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown catch. So, on offense, he was really the workhorse for them. And sometimes we look at games and we think, there's certain individual performances that stand out, and that kind of told the story. But I really feel like the individual performances didn't tell the story of this one. It was really, it's so cliche, please take me away. It's just a team effort from start to finish all the way through. I'll get right to it. The thing everybody's going to be talking about for years to come is that it starts off 98 yards away from the end zone. And that's where Central's offense started its final drive of the game. With about 2 minutes left, 98 yards away, great punt pins them there. They're lucky to even get the ball. It was kind of a live ball, and they were able to fall on it. And then they get 3rd and 15. They get 3rd and 15 from within their own territory, and Michael Jaquette completes a pass to Carnell Seals over the middle, and that gives them a first down. Xavier Jones gets them into Nederland territory. Before you know it, there's about 54 seconds left. I want to say it's in my game story, the exact number. Just about, less than a minute left. And Central is driving. They're within the 5-yard line. It's now 1st and goal from the 2. 1st and goal from the 2. And it's like, all right, pack it up. This is exactly how we thought it would go. And Nederland's defense holds. It's really incredible. Jaquette does 3 straight sneaks. It gets them to the 1-yard line. So it's 2nd and goal from the 1. And they stop 2 quarterback sneaks. And then the 3rd carry is a pitch to Xavier Jones. Xavier Jones gets the ball, drives forward, and it's so close. You can debate it until your face turns blue. We're talking inches. The refs said he did not cross the plane. The ball was down. And, this is the hard thing about high school football. They're not going to go the film. They're not going to call.
There's no red flag.
Yeah, they're not going to call into the New York office to look at the replay. This has got to be. I mean, it is what it is. What did I think happened? I mean, I think they made, honestly, I think they made the right call. But I mean, again, you can watch replay after replay. It was an amazing stand, by Netherlands defense. Give them all the credit again, shutting out Central in the whole second half, and just an amazing win. I mean, everybody knows what the implications were, and everybody knows what Netherlands was up against coming into this game, and they come in as underdogs and they come out victors. So,
quick question: what was Devois?
Devois Whaley got hurt in the fourth quarter. Whaley had a huge game leading up to that point. I have him at 147 yards on 16 carries with 2 touchdowns, which is a great game. He gets hurt in the fourth quarter and he limps off. Maybe that toss goes to him. Honestly, I mean, maybe the outcome of the game's different if Whaley's in there, but something happened with his ankle. He had to be limped off the field with the help of others in the fourth quarter, and so that's pretty much what happened there. Huge win for Nederland, and it sets up an incredible Mid-County Madness game next week at Bulldog Stadium.
I'll go next.
The end.
But like I said, I was down in Port Arthur. You could tell before the game even started. Titan coach Kenny Harrison, he was just even more intense. He's already a pretty intense guy on the field, but he was even more intense.
You're not gonna give me an impression?
Nah, too many 4-letter words that we can't use. But you could tell the defense came out and they were intense. They made Baytown Sterling. They made Sterling earn every yard, and they held the Rangers to less than 200 yards of total offense. Almost all of it came on the ground. They really did make them earn it. The defense caused a big fumble late when Sterling was really just trying to run the clock out, and they get the ball back. And there was a lot of fighting. The Titans, they fought.
Not actual,
not real fighting. Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, but they fought the adversity.
Yes.
But the biggest things, they really did fall behind. As soon as they took the lead in the fourth quarter, they took a lead on a Cameron Martin touchdown run. Then they kicked the ball off. Sterling returns it for a touchdown to take the lead back. And it looks like, it's going to stay like that. They're going to go to 0-3 in district. Then, that might be it for the season. But the fourth down play, I called it the Memorial Stadium Miracle. But
is that in your story?
I did.
Fantastic.
I used that.
Fantastic.
But it's fourth and goal from the 24, and to set that up, they get first and goal at the 5. And Cam Martin, I don't know what happened, but I think his heart was in the right place, but he's trying to.
But the ball was not.
Yeah, he was trying to get. He tried to go back forward, didn't work. He lost 18 yards on first down. They run it again, doesn't get it. They pass it, goes incomplete. I'm thinking they're going to try for a field goal to tie the game. They don't. Sterling calls a timeout, so then I'm thinking they're going to try a field goal. No. And sure enough, man, Caden Harrison drops back, and it seemed almost divine. The Sterling DB tips it up, and
the spirit of Bun B guides the ball.
Trevon McLean's just right there to catch it, and I almost didn't. I had my binoculars and saw it, but the crowd confirmed it for me. It was a great win. Sterling had one more chance, one more set of downs. They went 4 and out. The Memorial defense once again rose to the occasion. Got a sack on fourth down. They never really came close at the end. So it was a great win for Memorial. They really, they needed that one. And then you combine that with some other wacky events going on. Channelview beat North Shore.
And last night I was at the Westbrook game.
Yeah, he was at the Westbrook game. That was pretty crazy. And, I mean, North Shore losing on a Hail Mary.
On what planet did North Shore lose to?
Yeah, this is a weird year.
When they get rid of their coach that's won 20 years in a row.
And Viders over here hey, we only lost by 3.
We only lost by 3.
Yeah, buddy.
Speaking of Westbrook, last night they were up 10-7 at halftime. Even though DeMarcus Smith, who ran over the 1,000-yard mark for the second year in a row, they've had a back over 1,000-yard mark, had a sprained knee. He sat the second quarter. They stood up 10-7 at halftime, and then everything hit the fan. They had the worst third quarter I think a team can have.
Good sense.
They had 2 personal fouls, gave up 160 yards, and gave up not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns on 3 consecutive plays. to go down 34-10. And when you get about 34-10, regardless of who you playing, it's not a good look. They made a valiant effort. They cut it down to 41-31, but the hole was too much, and they're 1-2 in that wacky district, as Dave was just saying, where anything can happen and anybody can win.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's a North Shore, regardless if it's a Channel View, regardless if it's a Memorial. It depends on what happens that Friday and who get the bounce.
Yeah, right now, Memorial and Westbrook are both. They're tied for last, but they're 1-2. They're only a game behind the first place, not Sterling, Deer Park and Channelview. So next week, it's a crazy district this year. This is not the same North Shore. But really, right now, I honestly don't know what 4 teams will make the playoffs from that district. It's crazy.
Me and Dave were talking earlier this week. We think it's coming out October 31st. Circle your calendars. Westbrook and Memorial might be the when it goes in, when it goes home. Loser go home.
So you were at the HJ Orangefield game today or tonight, and the big thing with that is that Hardin Jefferson finally got a real challenge. I think. I mean, they had played good teams in the past, but Orangefield, that's a team that beat Newton. So that how do you think HJ came out with that win?
Both teams are well coached teams. They both won the slot T. It had a little everything. Second play of the game, Logan Thompson, Hardin Jefferson's star running back, breaks a 74-yarder and gets it could have been a horse collar, but he gets bent, which you can see in the Beaumont Enterprise tomorrow. So as such a severe ankle that it sprains his ankle and he's out the rest of the game. And on that play, he not only does he not get in, he fumbles and it goes for a touchback, so they don't get any points out of it. And then HJ went up 14-0 courtesy of Josh Jack, who blew out his ACL last year. He came back strong and had an electrifying 75-yard punt. And you think, okay, HJ's going to pull away because 2 touchdown leads with teams in the slot T. It's kind of hard to come back.
Yeah.
Little did we know, Orangefield, Coach Smiley had those guys ready to go, goes on back-to-back drives and ties the game up, and it's 14-14 at halftime. And it's homecoming. It was very nervous out there in Sour Lake.
Yeah. Some other scores from tonight, just that we haven't mentioned yet. Port Neches Groves 55, Lumberton 10. I think that one was 40-something to 3 at halftime. Lumberton scores on its final play of the game to get that final. Jasper takes care of business 39-9 against Bridge City, and David. There was a big time performance tonight from Jasper Bulldogs.
Their quarterback Quentin Williams, 6 of 9 for 156 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, 24 carries for 230 yards and a touchdown rushing. Right now,
that's good.
Yeah, Jasper's undefeated.
Analysis.
Very, but there's a couple undefeated teams at the top of that district. It'll be pretty good.
And another interesting team in that district that picked up a big win tonight was Little Cypress Mauriceville, LCM 35, Cleveland 20. West Orange Stark takes care of business against Liberty 45-7. Buna is still undefeated, still rolling 35-7 over Anahuac. East Chambers also undefeated, also taking care of business 50-6 against Warren. Kuntz, first win under Mr. Jubert, 60-14 against Hardin. That's enough to win a couple times. Kirbyville still undefeated. Undefeated against Woodville, 56-0. Newton bounces back against Deweyville, 45-0. Let's see. A lot of
good. I see our TAP schools.
Kelly against Katie Pope John Paul the
13th. My numeral's good.
Yeah, beat him 23.
Oh, 23. Sorry, he got it. I didn't. I got the 3 right. But
you guys Catholic? Because I am not, so I don't.
Shout out to Coach Esprit and Legacy.
Yeah, they
50-30 over Magnolia. They're undefeated in district, 3-0 for the first time.
And then today we got Vider at Ozan, which should be really important if you're looking at the playoff spots to how they work out. So guys, just real quick, let's try to get the next 30 seconds in. You're just a takeaway point that's going to stick out in your mind from this week of high school football. Either one of you go.
If you turn off the ball and you make personal fouls, you're not going to win. Don't give the game away. Don't be a charity.
I'm going to give quick shout out to that other Saturday game, Oakwood and Community Christian. I know it's the 6-man, they need love too. But I'll say
give them a big old hug.
If Memorial goes on to make the playoffs, you're going to look back at that play, that fourth down play that saved their season.
Something interesting that I always found about our 5A, or now 5A, formerly 4A district, is that They're not going to make a lot of noise in the state playoffs year in and year out. It's just the nature of it. They're going to run into someone usually, even if they win district out of our district. They're going to run into somebody from kind of a Houston area team or something like that that'll beat them. But the rivalries, I think, that emerge from within that district and are still going on today produce some of the best games that I've ever seen that I think go on in another night. And tonight was just another example of that. That Nearland Central game was the best game I've seen, and this is my third season covering here. It's unbelievable. So it's so great that we get to preserve those local rivalries. And like I said, although it's not going to make a lot of headlines from statewide when you put them up against some of the big boys from Houston, Dallas, this and that, it's really something that's special here, and thank God that we get to all enjoy those games right in our backyard. So guys, thank you so much again for tuning in this week. We will be back right here next week for another Friday Night Look Back when maybe some of these district races will be a little bit more sorted out. Thanks, guys.